Hi guys, so I'm back and today I'm going to show you how I created a mini album that I did using the Voyage Beneath the Sea paper collection. And so this is the mini album and this is what we're going to be creating. So this is a little bit different of a late night crafting video, and I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Now, this page, it's basically a toilet paper roll mini, and it's just slightly smaller because I wanted the page initially to fit inside this box. Now all the pages, they fit in this box, but when I added the cover, the depth wasn't quite enough, so I had to create a box as well. So we are going to be creating this mini and also this box in this late night crafting series. So I hope you guys enjoy this journey with me. I know usually we go through the whole process and then at the end I show you, but I had wanted to do a late night crafting with this particular series and this particular paper, and got so excited that I just started it and went through it, and now I'm just going to replicate it. And so let's go ahead and get started. So when I was making, because I made two of them, so when I was making it, I actually pre-cut some of my cardstock. So my cardstock is 110 pound Recollections, and it is 4 3/4 by 4 1/8. So we got to score this, and we got to burnish it, and we got to glue it all together. So I'm going to take out my handy dandy Martha Stewart scoreboard, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I want to place this in landscape mode and I want the 4 3/4 to be across the top, and we're going to score this at 1/4 inch and 2.5 inches, because my pages, when all is said and done, are going to be 2 1/4 inches. So we're going to score 1/2 inch, I'm sorry, 1/4 inch, and then 2.5. And we have 6 pages to create, so we're going to score 6 times. I was almost forgetting my measurement. You'll have to excuse me. One of the other reasons I didn't film this initially when I was making the originals, well, I was crafting with some of my friends, but also I've been battling a cold, and so I do apologize if I sound congested or anything like that, but my ears have been just driving me absolutely insane. So working on that. I don't know where this cold came from. I think, actually, I went to a Scentsy party. It'll be a week ago, tomorrow, because tomorrow is Sunday, and I think it was for my friend Melissa, and her husband was sick, and so I think that maybe while I was there, he was there too, so I think maybe I might have picked up some of his germs. So that's not been too fun. I haven't, it hasn't been too terrible. A little bit of congestion. The worst part is my ears have just been so crazy. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold on my score lines. Now I don't know about you guys, but I always forget if I'm supposed to fold with the score line or against it. Who knows? I have no idea. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I always like to fold against it, and I didn't score that one. I like to fold against it because I feel like initially it folds better, and then you can go back and work it out however you need to. So let's see, what have I been up to? This is my short week, or before classes. So this is open registration week, so I don't have any fun stories to tell you as of right now. The last class, they were actually a really good class, and I could complain about them. But they were actually, in general, just a really nice class. And they're out at clinical right now, and so I'm at the school for paperwork and answering the phones and just registration paperwork and things like that. So that is what I have been doing. I do need to call on Monday. The vet truly has been doing a lot of inverted sneezing, and around this time last year, I had taken her in to do her shots. She also needs to do her shots, and so does Blake. But last year, I had taken her in, and she did it, and they said that it was most likely just allergies. So I think it is probably just allergies again. But better safe than sorry. She seems, I mean, she's fine. It doesn't really bother her. I think it bothers me more so than it bothers her. So now I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and my label is just crazy. It's just all cracked and worn, but the bottle is wonderful still. And I'm just going to seal these up. And I'm using art glitter glue because I want to use a wet adhesive. It does seal a little bit faster. But when you use a score tape or, anything like that, it you tend to run into some issues because it never truly dries. And if it doesn't dry on you, then as you're pulling tags in and out, they can always kind of get stuck. So there's that. So I still have the other mini right up there, and I'll be using some of it for measurements. It's not going to be exact. I've tried along the way to keep track of certain things, but everything's going to be a little bit different. I don't want to glue my pockets shut. That would defeat the tag. So I was almost tempted to change the orientation of this particular mini to do it this way, and so it was a vertical rather than the horizontal, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it in the horizontal orientation for right now. Let's see. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. We are in the middle of redoing some things at the school, so it's a little chaotic there. There's stuff everywhere. My boss, she got a new desk, and the hubby and I went in today and put that together so she can set that up. And excuse me. Let's see what else. Every intention of resting today, and I lay down for a little bit, but got up and was piddling around. So I'm trying to think. My sister, who moved to California, is coming up for a visit in a couple of weeks, so I'm very excited about that. And the hubby and I were talking, and we might, for Labor Day, we might drive down there for a little road trip and then, come back at a leisurely pace, so that'll be nice. I decided that for the pages, I am going to do carved pumpkin. And I know it's kind of weird because it seems like it would be a Halloween you know, it would be best for Halloween, but this paper, it's really, it's very cute. One of the things that I've noticed with Graphic 45 and also the, actually, which one do I like better? Actually, I like this one better. What I've noticed with Graphic 45 and Tim Holtz inks is the colors are very similar. So the Graphic 45 paper and the Tim Holtz ink colors, they complement each other very, very well. I know that, I was just thinking about it, the Bundled Sage and Secret Garden, they go together amazing. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So my mats, because when I was cutting out the other, for the other two, I had leftover papers, and so these just kind of came out at the same time. And these photo mats are 2 1/8 by 4. So 2 1/8 by 4. And so they're just cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than the, let's see, which one do I like better? I think, which one is this one? This one is, I think I like this one. I know in the scheme of things it doesn't matter too much because a majority of it is going to be covered up. So on this one, I thought about using a blue on the edges, and it would have been okay. I just thought that I might do something a little bit different. And, you know, orange is kind of, this paper does have a lot of orange. It's kind of unexpected to do orange inking when you're not talking Halloween, I guess. And so I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time. Okay. And also on this mini, I learned some things putting the others together where I don't want to put my papers down until like there are certain elements that I did once, or I should have done actually before I glued my papers down. So this is actually cut from the 12 by 12 paper, and in this I'm going to use a mixture of 12 by 12 and 8 by 8. I know it's a little bit different because to use 12 by 12 paper on this particular mini, but for the most part all of them worked really well. And I think I'm going to do this side. All of the graphics worked just fine, so I wasn't too worried about that. This was the one paper that I kind of struggled with because I love the back, but the opposite side obviously is the cutouts, like the journaling, you know, spots and things like that. So I struggled with using this side of the paper because obviously most of the graphics for this particular one are sized a little bit larger. But this is like perfect. So I guess we all have our struggles. Let's see. So it is Saturday night, and oops, hang on 1 second. And I rolled off camera. The hubby actually I like that side better. Is over at his brother's. Excuse me. So it's just me and the puppies. They are so funny. you know, I definitely need to look into classes. Mostly for me. Mostly for me. They're just... Blakey, he listens so good. Truly, on the other hand, she is a little diva who says, whatever, I do what I want. And boy, does she ever. She is definitely a spoiled little brat. Okay, there's that. So, let's see. Stories. Trying to think. Don't really have anything interesting. You know, when we're not in session, it's kind of hard to have a story or two to go along. Okay, so we're going to start with this first page, and this first page is going to be this paper right here. This was actually a semi-easy page to do, and I used this little border strip for the pocket. Trying to remember how I did all this. That's going to be the fun part. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Now, is that? Yes. Okay. And I fussy cut those out. Now, okay, just had to look to see how I had done that. All right, now. So my maths are 4. Okay, so 4, if I do, and okay, I'm going to just cut that off at the fish part, because I think that's roughly where I cut it off the last time. Again, it doesn't have to be identical, but I'm gonna get close to it. There goes that jewel. Okay, so on this one, I know that I scored it basically right there because I didn't need that much. And then I think this is too wide. I think it was right there. Now, oops, I need that. Okay. Oh, that was not where I scored it. I guess the... Okay. So this was just a little bit of it. All I needed. And then this one I scored So it's just 3/4 of an inch, and it is 1 inch right now, so I scored it at 1/4. There we go. It's like you're with me for building it for the first time, except I have the one I did. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and miter these corners. So we just get rid of some of that extra bulk. Now, go ahead and add some adhesive. Make sure that that is right side up. And this is actually going to be a better pocket because, oopsies. There we go. Because the other pocket on the original page, I attached it to the front side of it. So this one will slide in and out, or the thing should slide in and out without catching. Okay, so that is that. Grab my ATG. I use a ton of this. I actually just placed an order for, I think it was another 24 rolls of it. This will have a few rolls, so it should be fine. Oh, I wanted to ink the pocket. And I wanted to ink the top of it. I'm not using that side of the paper, so I'm just going to, I'm not too worried about that. Okay. All right, now I'll go ahead and stick this down. Uh-oh. I may not. Well, that's 4. So, don't know why. There we go. Tiny little border around the edges. Okay. There we go. And on this one, my pocket is still kind of, it bows out quite a bit. So I actually did just stick a little bit of wet glue in there to kind of, I know it's weird, but I didn't want my pocket to stick out quite so much. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, I need a drink. One of my carbonated waters. Okay. So this is just a quick little ad piece, just a little fussy cut. sometimes ask myself, why do I fussy cut? Other times, I really enjoy fussy cutting. I guess it just kind of depends on my mood. I don't know, do you guys like to fussy cut? I guess maybe it depends on the project. I love G45 for all the images that you can, excuse me, fussy cut with, or fussy cut out. There we go. One. And okay. On this page there's actually two little pullouts on it, and on it one of them was actually from another page. It wasn't actually meant to go on this one, but I didn't like how it looked on the other page, and I had already created it, so I didn't want to waste it, you know, because when you take a lot of time to create little things here and there, it's like, oh, I want to use everything. So on this one I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to create that little piece for it, or I'm just going to leave it off this one, or create something else. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so there is number 2. Okay, and I did give them oopsies. Oopsie poopsie. My fingers turn orange when I'm working with this particular paper, or not paper, but ink. So it looks like I've just been chowing down on Cheetos, and I love Cheetos. They're probably my favorite. If I was going to pick like a chip that I was going to have, I'm a big Cheeto fan. I like the crunchy ones. I'm not so much a fan of the puffs, although I do like the puffs, and I do like cheese balls. Those are good. Okay, now I also need to get out several of the these little gears. So I was online ordering things, you know, as I often do. I ordered these off eBay, and I love them, but here's the thing, they are definitely smaller than I was expecting them to be. They, when I got them, I know that I was disappointed, because I thought they were going to be much bigger, and they weren't. Just trying to match sizing on them. Okay, so it's this one. And they're just little watch pieces. They're so super tiny. That one. I'm trying to match them as close as I can. Sorry if my noggin's in the way. That one. They're such little pieces though. That one. I had initially set out the pieces for this, and then when I was cleaning up, I ended up putting them back because I didn't want to lose them. And then, you know, now I have to dig them back out. Okay, so what I did was when I did these, let me get my little quick stick because I know I use that. Okay. I just kind of put a line of glue. And that's there. And that's there. And then I did add more glue. And I was very generous with this glue because I know that that one goes right there on the end. Because when I wanted to make sure it kind of encapsulated the pieces, so when it dried, they were more apt to stay on. And I know it looks like a mess right now, but when it dries, it does dry clear, and I won't have to worry about the glue showing through, because the same thing, I did the same thing on this one, and you guys can see, you can't see that glue right there. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here for a moment. Actually, I'm going to glue on the little fishies. This one goes. Oops, I stuck my hand in that. They keep sticking to my fingers. The struggle is real. Okay. All right. So that little fish goes there. This little fish goes up in the corner. Like so. Just like that. So the decoration is pretty much done for that. So I'm going to set this to dry for a little bit. Put that there. Now I need to create this little tag. So I need to get a few things. I need some black cardstock. Looking for the pattern paper. There it is. Okay. Whoopsies. My scoreboard. Okay. All right, now let's see. This measures 3 1/4 by 1 7/8. Okay. 1/4 by 1 7/8. Perfect. Okay. So then I need to cut my paper. I'm going to cut a bunch of things out of it. 1 7/8. Okay. Let's see, what is that? 1 3/4. And I forget so quickly. By 1 3/4, so by 3/8, there we go. And I need one more paper. Cut that off like that. And there we go. Save that for another. Now I need to get out the stamp. Oop. Okay, so there's this one. It was these two sets. The other thing that I need to do is I need to punch out a tab. There we go. And tab. It's going to go right there. So let's go ahead and just get that stuck down. And there we go. Alright, so that's good, like that. Need to ink the edges of this paper. And then we'll stamp. I think it was just, no, it's just, nope, I didn't leave this one on the stamp set, or on this page. There's still quite a bit of wet adhesive right there. Okay, so now on this one, take out, and I just stamped a part of the octopus and the rest of it. So I actually now I've lost my stamping block. Oops. Lost, put away, same thing, right? Okay. Okay, so this goes right there. There it is. Not that one. This one. I guess it helps if I use the stamp pad and not the cover, right guys? And then this one I just put, sorry, my head's right there. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. It looks good. Okay, now I think I'm done with that for now. the stamp set. So I'll set that off to the side because I got to clean those stamps. But let's go ahead. Put our adhesive down. This paper is so pretty. Love it. I like all the different colors in it. It's like the oranges and the reds and the greens, the blues. It's so pretty. Okay, so blank side goes on the back. I'm just kind of rubbing the extra adhesive off. And this piece goes on the front. And goes I have so many friends excited for football season. I'm like, oh great. The jerk faces are coming out. Seriously, living in Seattle, like, some of the fans are just the worst. Like, there's some really cool fans, and then there's just some really big jerks. They're just, they think they're like, oh yeah, we went to the Super Bowl twice, you know, in 2 years. They think that they're just all that, and it's just annoying. And there are a lot of fair weather fans here. Okay. All right. So, because this isn't dry yet, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next page real quick. The next page is going to be this page right here. I'm going to create this magnetized piece. And so it's going to flip up just like that. Okay. And actually, on this piece, while I was cutting the pieces out for the other one, I ended up with a leftover. So now I got to find, and there's the train. Some people would think that I schedule it. I don't. It is just a happy accident. Okay, so this piece right here is so 3 5/8 by 2. I just need to cut my 2. And then 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Okay, and cut up to that line. There we go. That is set. Okay, so gotta ink this paper for the flap. So that is taken care of. Now we're going to create the flap. And so when I did it, it was 3 5/8. And so I hate doing 3 3/4. So we're going to cut this to 3 3/4. And I cut my mat by 2, so it should be 2 1/4, so 2 1/2. Okay. Then I need to score. Oh my goodness. Loud train. my pea brain is working like it should tonight, which no guarantee that it is. That. And that's not. That's not right. What did I do wrong? I need to. I know it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I want it to be close. Okay, so this is at 2 1/4, so I need to trim it down so that it is 2 1/8. Because I want just a very tiny, tiny border. There we go. Okay, so this flap right here measures 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. So 2 3/8 by 3 3/4, and then I scored it at 1/4 inch. Okay, and then I do need to ink these pages. I think for this mini album, I think I ended up using maybe 4 or 5 sheets of paper to make 2 of them. Well, 2 1/2 basically. And I'm going to use the rest of it to make the rest of it. Okay, let's go ahead, put these on. And I am definitely not afraid of adhesive. I want to make sure that things stick down and stay down. I don't want someone getting my work and it falling apart. That's the worst. Okay. So here. Is first piece. Okay. Now under this piece, I need to add a magnet. So I'm going to grab a magnet. I'm going to actually grab 2 magnets from my stash. And I'm going to place it underneath right there. Grab the paper. And I like to put the adhesive as close to the edges as possible, and then I just take my fingers and I kind of push them back a little bit so that you can't see it. Okay, now this is going to go up like that. And let's go ahead and push that down nicely. And then here is the other magnet. There's this page. I need this paper. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to adhere this down. Heard a little to actually use glue for this part. Okay, I'm gonna try it and center it as best as possible. There we go. That's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Okay, just put a dab of glue right there, because that's going to stick down. Add more glue to the edges, because I really want this thing to stick. Then, kind of as one piece, oopsies. There we go. Okay, there we go. And that is on like that. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to take some gold gears that I cut on my silhouette. It's a cut file. I'll try and remember to put the cut file down below. And what I did was I created little corners for this. So let me just make sure everything is kind of pushed down. Okay. And I wasn't too picky about it. I really just, that's 1, 2, and I need one more. I used a lot of these gold ones. Well, making the other two, so I'm hoping to, excuse me, I know they are shimmer, so I did cut it out of the Gold Recollections shimmer papers. Okay, so now we're going to use some wet glue for this, and I'm just going to put it on those edges. Just on the edges. Because I don't want to glue the whole thing down. I want to make sure that I have a little bit of room for, you know, something to get tucked back there. So I know that the Olympics are on right now, but I have not been watching them. I've just been I've had some other stuff going on, so I haven't actually had a chance to watch any of the Olympics. So I don't really have anything to say about that. Can't really talk about that. My sister Rachel, the one who still lives here in the Seattle area, she and I kind of do, like, not kind of, she and I craft together a bit. I went down to visit her the other day, and, excuse me, and she, I hope that's the way it goes. No, actually it was this way. And we started watching Limitless. And I've actually never seen the movie, but I've heard that the movie is really good. So, looking forward to watching more of that series. Let's see. Excuse me. I feel like I'm cruising through this. Although, let's see, we're almost an hour into it, so I'm going to finish up this page and then I will stop the video and that'll be the first part. But I feel like I'm doing pretty good with it because, you know, put the pages together. I have the first page decorated, second page is almost decorated. Okay, and then on this I used the little pieces to kind of strengthen them, go over top. And I did I think I just heard my husband pull up. Yes, because my doggins are now going crazy. You'll probably hear Truly start, she does this like yelping thing. Like she's being murdered. Okay, so, let's see if I can get away with finishing this up before he gets in the house, or it gets too crazy. But I don't think I'm going to make it. So, because I just heard him open the door. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's talking to them. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. So he is back. He's going to take the doggies out. And I can finish this. Okay, so I need to cut, just run that one. Grab one more. All right. And I just did this for like a pop of that teal color. Also gives it a little bit more stability when you do it. Okay, all right. Here we go. You can hear the dogs squeaking their squeaky toy. They want to play. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to put that in there. I want to put that kind of like that. Stick that down. Now, where is that Winkastella pen? There it is. So I did just the blue ones because the gold ones are already glittered cardstock. Excuse me. And the blue ones are not. I think I said that they were cut with glitter paper, but only, I meant to say only the gold ones were. lots of glitter on these. I want them to be really sparkly. Lots of sparkle. There we go. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but that is so sparkly. Let's go ahead and redo those front ones because I don't think that they got enough. Yes. You can never have too much sparkle, right guys? Oh, maybe, I guess you could. Not really. Not in my book. There we go. Okay, these are super duper sparkly. Okay. There's that. I'm gonna put this one back. Okay, so that is completion of the second page. So I'm gonna stop the video here and I will be back in a little bit.